Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to first thank the organizers for inviting us to contribute here. And now when I'm speaking of on behalf of all the cities and regions in Europe, since we, the Committee of the Region, we are the official body of representing practically 350 mayors, regional presidents, councillors from all parts of Europe. And to add to that, another 350 our alternates who as well participate. We normally organize our plenary meetings 6 times a year here at the premises of the European Parliament and bring the voice as the assembly of the cities and regions, so more like the bottom-up movements. Let me link this starting point, what Vice President Ansip said in his beginning about Tim Berners-Lee. And Ansip went back to 1989 on this important memo of Tim. And actually, I was a year after that, I was elected the president of our city council. And one of my first things was to invite some 20 people who I knew being, let's say, innovators of the future, inventors of the future. I invited them to a joint meeting to talk about how we could form an internet society in my city. And half of the people, this is the lesson that I learned, half of the people I invited there were young school children from 14 to 18-year-olds. And they were eager to start whatever on that. And I was at that time working as the director of Lifelong Learning Institute at our University of Technology. So we had the internet access. I was able to provide people with the internet addresses. So we organized a kind of initiative inviting these school children and their teachers as well to join us on making new things to happen, kind of visualize what this can mean. And we got again, that was strong support, kind of enabling factor from some of the political decision makers, including the Minister of Education in Finland, Madam Uosukainen, who later, again, women, so who, and she became then the first women speaker of the parliament in Finland. She was a strong promoter of this movement, and we started in a few years' time, so we had hundreds of active users of that internet address and Freenet Finland, where we really participated in tele-Olympics, global activities. We had some of our schools collaborating with NASA, taking a space odyssey through this internet and so on. And what I learned from that, so that we needed to do a certain kind of bench learning process, to look where the other key innovators are and what they are doing and learn from that, and try to put something better, something that encouraged people to do more. And I've used that ever since as a kind of example that if you rely on the young generations, what Mr. Timmermans was referring to, this first internet society, those born in 89. So we used those as well, so when they were not even at school yet, but in the kindergarten age, so to show us what they can do with computers, how they played the civilization game, learn there the role of libraries, what does civilization really mean, what you can do when you have different options in front of you. And this is what we actually been doing very much today with our cities and regions. So challenging them to operate in this globalized digital economy, tackling the demographic dynamics issues, even what we are having the big societal challenges. And we've regularly now, within the last couple of years, been calling for forerunners, stating even in our official opinions, which we address to the Parliament and to the Commission, so that we need more and more of these forerunners, kind of pioneering actors. But we have stated that every city or every region can be a pioneer. They can do something that they've not done in the past, and others can learn from that. But then we need to encourage more European partnerships. So partnerships that nowadays are coming through the smart specialization strategy. So every region in Europe has defined their own spearheads based on smart specialization, on the innovative approach to tackling these societal challenges, or using, as we state, that this smart specialization is above all, it's an economic transformation agenda where the policymakers need to take a strong role to act and encourage their own region to be more operating. On the policy making based on robust evidence provided by scientists and used in the right political, economic and social context, that guarantees a better response to these societal challenges. They can, through this, meet citizens' needs locally. That's why we, with our 5-year priorities, which approved in plenary 2 years ago, we started our first priority, the fresh economic development, creating sustainable growth, creating new jobs. We started that with the words bottom-up approach, and a meaning with that, so that we defined 3 key kind of instrumental change priorities. The first one was this entrepreneurial mindset. We need more of that in Europe, with all generations, but especially we can do and learn a lot from the youth. The second was then a digital single market, or as we have said, that it needs to be as soon as possible fully functioning digital single market. And on that we are doing a lot with DigiConnect, with Vice President Ansip and the others. And then the third was this smart specialization, so that we can have more partnership, we can use the latest knowledge, best experiences, best practices, and start sharing more this collaboration mentality and doing more things together. So creating critical mass, not only there locally, but through this network. And this is something that when now we are looking for the after 2020, the financial frame as well. So we are very strongly stressing that we need cohesion policy. Of course, we need that for every region, some funding for that, but it's targeted especially for this regional partnership, so that we can do more together using the best knowledge available, and that's very much kind of evidence-based knowledge. And on that, so we have created as well, we challenged last spring, a year ago, we challenged our members that I openly called for that I would need some 20, 30, 50 stories as our members to tell your story on what way, how your own city or region is a forerunner as a regional innovation ecosystem. And encouraging that the whole ecosystem thinking. So, because that's integrated, ecosystems are integrating what we have in the research program, so the scientific excellence, industrial leadership, and this societal innovation. So integrating these to work more together. And on this ecosystem thinking, so on that we got and published as a report this regional innovation ecosystem. You can find that from our website, a link to that, and read those. And it's interesting to see, because we gave them a frame, all the authors, our mayors, regional president, give them a frame and ask them especially to highlight on what are the new elements, how they organize their local policy collaboration, which is the policy model, what is the collaboration model, and then this European partnership model as well. And on that, so we got a lot of positive, strong feedback. The mayor of Amsterdam talking about inclusiveness. And that again is strongly linked to this open society, open innovation, using the modern technologies, get citizens much stronger on board on creating their own neighborhoods. The mayor of Gdansk in Poland, Pavel Adamowicz, wrote about how they are using digitalization in renewing their own city processes. The role of cities is really changing a lot, and we can today say that what is one of the major targets with this level is really that we need citizens to be catalyzers of this change, digital future, building and seeing the city as a platform. And so the platform economy is coming strongly, but it's not only for certain businesses like Uber or so on, but it's really that the city is openly changing the mentality so that the services are provided partly by the citizens themselves, by the different third sector or business organizations, small or large, and their combinations. And the city itself is kind of developing these concepts and processes so that they can be these created in a different way, positively competing with each other. And that makes a lot of sense through this so that we can really create a lot. Mr. Hu stressed the crucial role of broadband, and that is something that with Mr. Ansip we are working on, this kind of broadband platform, so that we can encourage what are the new developments needed on not only financing investments, but how that can be created. And I strongly believe that it's the digitalization. We have now crossed the level that we can really have these new developments in our active use. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Markku. And now I'd like to turn to Olivier Dumont and to ask him what Elsevier, as a major data company, thinks of this.